This podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. It is not intended to cause or induce breach of an existing agency agreement.
This is the Victoria Real Estate Podcast. Hello and welcome to the Victoria Real Estate Podcast, where we discuss everything Victoria Real Estate. I'm Adrian McLaren, and I am joined by my co-host, Vincent Bart.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Vincent Bart.
Sorry, Vince. You usually say that name. My bad. And we are realtors on the CityNest team at REMAX Camosun in Greater Victoria. And like always on our monthly market update episodes, we're joined by
David Steinberg, Olympic Mortgage.
Yeah, thanks for coming, David. Before we get started, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor of the podcast, Canine Car Care. Canine Car Care came to the office, cleaned my car while we recorded the podcast, and they did an awesome job. I was really impressed by the results. They offer remote car detailing inside and out. They offer 100% satisfaction guaranteed, and they state that a clean car equals instant confidence. And that's you can find out more at caninecarcare.com.
And just as an aside, I think I mentioned this on the last episode. They're doing it's a fun promo. It's like a subscription service, so you can sign up for quarterly car cleaning. So it's like a haircut. You just schedule it in advance. You don't even have to think about it, and they just show up and take care of business for you. So they're doing a promo for that. So worth checking out if you're curious about having a cleaner car.
Awesome. Or maybe giving a detail subscription to one of your loved ones for Christmas.
Ooh.
Nothing says I love you like having someone else clean their car for them.
Weekly stories, guys. What's new? Tell me. Catch me up. I'll start actually. I've been gone. I was on my honeymoon. We went to Japan, and in Japan we traveled Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, Hokkaido, and then back Tokyo. And then we flew to Indonesia, and we did 5 days in Bali and 5 days in Lombok. And the highlight there was we summited Mount Rajani. And that took
very cool.
Yeah, 3 days, 2 nights.
Of climbing?
Of climbing, yep.
Wow.
Technically,
where is that? Sorry?
That's on Lombok in Indonesia. It's the island next to, it's the second highest volcano in Indonesia. My legs were tired. Technically, you can summit in 2 days, 1 night, but we did the summit back down to the ridge into the volcano where there's like a lake outside the other side of the volcano, and then down the opposite side of the volcano. So we did like the full.
Was that the volcano? There was a Indonesian volcano that exploded like 100 years ago and caused like a fake winter, summer or something. Like it actually changed the season.
I don't know about the history. Okay. It is active. Like in the middle of the lake, there is the active volcano, and it's still spouting steam.
Oh, that would be so creepy.
And people are just fishing. And I'm hiking along the lake.
Like fish and chips, like the fish comes out of the water fully cooked.
No, not like that. But yeah, hot springs there, which was cool. One of the benefits of active volcano life. But yeah, I'm happy to be back. I whenever I travel, I feel like I crave routine, and maybe it's the old man in me coming in. But I used to be able to travel for a month in Thailand or whatever, and it was amazing. And I want to keep doing it. But now after 2 weeks, I'm like, I think I'm ready to go home and see my dog and go for a walk around the block and maybe go grocery shopping, go to the gym.
But then you come back and like 2 weeks into being back, you're like, oh, I could really use a vacation.
No,
okay.
All
right.
I think my work to vacation, the work level is growing. I enjoy it. So yeah.
All right.
Is this from personal experience, Vince? You got to get out of here or what?
Yeah. I get a little itchy after a couple weeks. Yeah, I actually just went away too, not for the same epic hiking adventure. I went to Florida. From the time I touched down to the time I left Florida was less than 48 hours. So it was like a full day of travel, 2 days in Florida.
That's not even a vacation.
It was not. It was a conference. So we were actually in a conference room looking out a window, and we could see the palm trees, and we were a stone's throw from the ocean, and we were just stuck in this classroom all day from 9 to 5. So, and then the sun sets at 5. So Florida is an awesome place. I highly recommend people check it out. I look forward to checking it out one day because I did not check it out on this last trip.
You didn't add a few extra days in just because you were there? Or?
No, in and out, man. Yeah,
you should have done that. I mean, but isn't Florida the place where all the crazy stories come from?
Yeah, if you just Google Florida man,
Yeah.
And then like ... and the craziest stories on Google come up from Florida.
You know what? This is like here, listeners at home, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to write your birthday. So July 3rd is my birthday, and I'm going to write Florida man or something like that. And then I think it tells like the whatever like Florida death maybe, I can't remember what it is, but anyway, crazy stories happen, and then you can look up your birth date, and then there's like a crazy Florida
That's
story
amazing.
associated
every day of the year.
Yeah. Oh, here
And
we go.
Florida man.
Yeah, because it's always the guys that do the really dumb stuff.
Yeah. I can't
Have you heard of the Darwin Awards?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's
I
always
think
guys that
the
win that
guys
award.
win those
Yeah.
ones for like doing things that are stupid.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, here we go. So this is Florida man dies in explosion from microwaving a microwave.
Oh wow.
And that's my birthday. So
Why did he do that?
why do people do anything?
Why would
David?
he try to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so if you Google your birthday and then you Google Florida man, you'll find whatever story is fun for you. You know. Oh, here's another one for my birthday. Florida man died July 3rd after falling off a jet ski near Finley Point on Flathead Lake, according to authorities.
Okay, well, that's not that.
That's not microwaving.
That guy did microwave.
Yeah.
That's boring.
We also saw, this is kind of interesting. We saw, I mean, I didn't connect it until we were there. We were driving, it was dark, and we saw this like streak of light across the sky, and it was a rocket taking off. And down there, it's just a Tuesday
It's
night.
just normal.
Yeah, because all of the Starlink satellites, they're all being launched by these SpaceX rockets, and they just, there's one scheduled at 8:33 and another one at 10 o'clock.
So SpaceX is located in Florida, or
they launch some of their rockets from
Kennedy Space
Canaveral,
Center.
Kennedy
Cape
Space
Canaveral.
Center. Yeah, so they're not just based in Texas. Like they launch from different sites, and then we were looking at, it's like a flight tracker. You can just be like, this rocket was scheduled for this time, and it's scheduled to touch down autonomously on one of those drone ships. So they have these drone ships just floating out in the Atlantic, and they just pick them up and return them back to base. It's just crazy. Like, yeah. Anyways,
And for
Florida
them,
was
they're probably
pretty cool.
like, whatever. It's just another rocket getting
Yeah,
blasted
exactly.
into the stratosphere.
Yeah, for us, we're like, pull the car over. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
David, what about you? What did I miss? I've been gone for like a month.
Yeah, so the process continues. Like my hair keeps shedding, more and more.
Oh,
The
I thought we were making
the baldness
progress.
continues. But now I've got my own driver.
okay.
Yeah, so my son, he got his L.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
Now I can kind of like.
So now you can
hey, Jack,
you can do
you're-
emails.
Yeah,
You can make phone calls.
Exactly.
You can
It's-
kind of get a little bit more work done because you have a little chauffeur.
Except I do have to pay attention from when he's
Right, you're
he's
supposed to be
driving, 'cause
teaching him.
I'm supposed to be teaching him.
Yes, right.
But I've kind of been using it, a little bit like a personal driver kind of thing. So thanks Jack for helping me out with that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jack. Okay. And how's he doing?
He's good. He's a good driver.
He's a good
actually.
driver,
Like,
yeah?
I feel like I don't have to pay too much attention anymore, but not, Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
Like I should always pay attention while he's driving.
Awesome. Well, before we get started into the nitty gritty stuff of the podcast, I have trivia for you guys. Only one question today. Well, actually, one with a follow up. And the question is, what sub area of Greater Victoria, and I'm going to count Victoria Core, the West Shore, and Peninsula, so all of Greater Victoria, including Souk, has the most 5 million plus current listings?
Current listings.
Uplands?
Well, Oak Bay as a whole. So you can choose Oak Bay if you want.
Yeah, that's my vote.
Okay. And David?
I feel like this is a trick question. So over 5 million.
Over 5 million total current listings.
You already took Oak Bay. So I'm just going to say something like North Saanich maybe.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Because there's lots of like,
there's some big
homes.
properties up there, some
Yeah.
oceanfront. Yeah. Guys, unfortunately, you both are wrong.
No.
Yes. Oak Bay was close. It came in second, I think, with 9 current
Okay.
listings.
All right.
In first place with 14, Saanich East.
Saanich East. Right. That would make sense, I guess.
I guess like Gordon Head kind of.
Yeah, like,
I'm guessing they're all waterfront.
Yeah, like the
10 Mile Point. That's Saanich
10 Mile
East.
Point.
Okay.
That's probably a couple over there. Yeah. But yeah, I actually have my rankings. Don't look at my computer, Vince. So I have a follow-up question here. To do. Yes.
For any other like podcast fans out there, there is David Asprey. He's like one of those biohacking guys. His house is for sale in Saanich East.
No way.
And it's like a waterfront, like 8, 10, 11 million.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gorgeous. It's unbelievable.
Whose listing is that?
Couldn't tell you.
No. But I met David Asprey.
No way.
Yeah. I can't say how, but
Oh, now you know it's a really
You
good
have
story.
to tell us. Yeah, you can't
Off the
mention that.
podcast.
Yeah.
But so first place, Saanich, Oak Bay, and then with third place, Dave was kind of close, Central Saanich, with 8 right behind Oak Bay. Now, follow-up question is what sub-areas in all of Greater Victoria, and there are only 4, have 0 properties currently listed over 5 million? Yeah, I'll take one. You can just give one each, and then I'll give you the list.
Say
of 4.
Victoria. I don't know.
You're gonna say Victoria?
Yeah, I don't know.
The core of
Downtown.
Victoria?
Yeah, sure.
Over 5.
So nothing
I mean,
over 5.
Nothing. They have no
Nothing
listings
over
over 5. Yeah.
Langford.
Langford? Okay. Unfortunately, guys, this is not your day today. You guys both failed this one too. The only 4 sub areas in Victoria that don't have a listing over 5 million are Colwood, Esquimalt, the Highlands, and Victoria West.
Boo. All right. Next.
All right.
Yeah,
all
this
right.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll work on our trivia. You guys get studying. I'll bring one next one, but hopefully we get better. Maybe we'll give away prizes. Maybe that'll incentivize you guys.
5
Yeah,
million. That seems like such a high number.
It is, yeah. But there's like, for example, Langford has 1 on Bear Mountain that
Okay.
is 5 million, and Victoria I think had 1. Like a lot of them only had like a
And
couple.
Saanich East has 14.
14.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I mean,
Wow.
like it's also one of the biggest sub areas in
Right.
Victoria, right? So, and there's some quite nice areas that are adjacent to Oak Bay, like Oak Bay adjacent that are accounted in the Saanich East encashment. So, getting into the summary of the podcast today, we have our Greater Victoria housing targets talk, maybe a little bit of touching on rentals with that. We have a mortgage update and a question for David. A quick neighborhood highlight of Hillside plus Mayfair, and then our market update with Vince. Let's get into it, guys. So we all know Victoria and a bunch of other cities across Canada BC have been given housing targets. Now, good news, for the second consecutive year, Victoria has exceeded provincial housing targets set by BC. I think we are at, in the last 2 years, between October 2024 and September 2025, the city completed 882 new housing units, surpassing its goal of 766. So that's 48% of its 5-year target already achieved, which is in just 2 years, which is good. Victoria's doing great, and it's kind of leading the way in terms of all the other sub areas that have been giving housing targets. Behind, people who are kind of behind, Saanich is behind. They've only done they are at 810, and their current target was 1,041, so they haven't currently hit their housing target. And then Oak Bay has completed 34 of their target of 198. And
I feel like they're playing a game. Like, how few can we do?
But actually, I have a question for you guys. Technically, Camosun Interurban is going to have that new 500 unit.
Oh, I thought it was Lansdowne.
Sorry, Lansdowne.
Yeah,
that's what I
okay.
meant. Lansdowne, Camosun is going to have that new 500 unit, student housing. Is that going to count towards the housing starts?
They said it.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay,
counts.
well then Oak Bay is going to blow it out of the water with just that. So they're like, screw it. We'll just do our 34, new builds of,
Is the Lansdowne campus on?
I thought it
the
might be
Oak Bay
Saanich.
side?
I think it's Saanich.
I think it's Saanich because I thought the crossover was Foul Bay Road for Oak Bay.
I would have to double check.
If you ever want to
well, here.
confirm where the boundaries are, ask an Oak Bay resident. They are so good at telling you what is not Oak Bay.
Show up at the Oak Bay dump and tell them your address, and then you'll know for sure.
They'll tell you.
They'll tell you. Here, I have the map actually open right here. Uplands. Ooh, I mean, it depends
I
on
think
what.
it's Saanich
It depends on how far. Like
Yeah, David's right.
But where the parking lot is, where they're building
Yeah.
it, technically that's Oak Bay. So if
Okay.
they squeeze it across that line,
Yeah.
then they maybe could hack the system a little bit.
That would help.
That would really help them. But and basically the idea here is we're on track for a lot, and people are upping, and a lot of municipalities have been, I guess, focusing on housing starts, so that's good. And then other areas that they've actually expanded to is in Nanaimo, Esquimalt, Sydney, and View Royal also have all been given housing starts initiatives. So it's good. But do you guys think that this is played a part in rents dropping around Victoria and throughout Canada, as rents have declined, I think, for 13 consecutive months year over year so far? Do you think that's or how much of it, like, for sure it plays a part, but like how much versus I guess overall macroeconomic what's going on? Do you think it's purely just the housing starts? Because across Canada,
No, it can't just be housing starts. It's obviously a combination of everything happening at the same time.
Right.
Like, we have been in somewhat of a lean market for.
But the one thing that's
while
funny
now.
is obviously, and I find this is not to go get political, but like,
No, let's get political. Tell us what you really think, Adrian.
well, no, it's just like, like for example, the current BC government is like, I've seen a lot of like statements from them saying like, we're doing such a great job, like rents are coming down, this is all because of us. And it's like, well, I mean, throughout Canada, it's been all dropping. Like, is it really the NDP government and like what they're doing?
They're just trying to get political points.
Yeah, they're just trying to get political points. Hey, we're doing such a great job, But I mean, to be fair, they are creating more housing starts and
I think the rules surrounding Airbnb made a big difference.
Yeah, well, for bachelor 1-bedroom rentals for sure, definitely. Yes, and the report for the current report from rentals.ca, which Vince loves, shows
I do not love.
He does not love it. It shows an average of 1-bedroom unit is going for around 2,014 a month, which is the same figure as October's rent report, and a 1-bedroom unit is down about 6.4% since this time last year. So, and is that the average? I don't know. I mean, like, you'll obviously see some 1-bedrooms that are like in luxury condo buildings go for more. And then, but I would say the average might be like what? Like, I would say like 18 to 1900.
Well, and these are averages across many, many, many units. So that means that I think it's really the folks that are like lose a renter, then they have to just drop their rent by even more than what the average says the average is.
Yeah.
Because they're just wanting to get their place rented. They don't want it to be empty for a month or 2 months.
Yeah, that's true.
While they're waiting for the market rent. They're not going to go for market rent. They're going to go below the market rent to get it
fill
rented.
it. And so they don't have to, because they're going to be saving money maybe in the long term.
So,
yeah, and we've talked about that before with these reports. It doesn't actually track the sold price. It's like, oh, just because you have 10 people trying to sell a car on Marketplace for X, like this doesn't accurately capture those discount deals that hungry landlords have had to discount.
Yeah.
So
well, there's
it's
discount deals on houses too, right?
Ask your friendly REMAX agent. Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I kind of wanted to chat about. Just kind of a cool update in terms of housing and rentals. So yeah, I think it's time for a mortgage update, David.
Mortgage update.
Yeah.
I think we need a jingle.
Bum, 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 bum.
There we go. Yeah.
Mortgage update.
That would be good.
I don't have too much on the mortgage. I mean, there's always lots and lots to talk about. Which
I have some prompting questions.
Please. Yeah, sure.
So we've seen rates come down recently. I think the last 2 rate updates have done 0.25 rate drops, right? Mm-hmm. So with the prime rate around 4.45, right now?
Yeah.
How is that actually playing out for buyers right now? Like in my mind, I was like, oh, we've done 2 rate drops. Now the market's going to start picking back up. But if anything, I feel like we're even more sluggish than we were when we were 0.5 higher.
Yeah, I don't think we're still more like...
It's laughing at that.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
They would have to drop. What happened over COVID was they dropped the rate to the overnight rate to near zero.
Yeah.
And prime was at 2.45. So even comparatively right now, prime's at 4.45.
Yeah,
it still feels
high.
Comparatively high, I guess. It's not necessarily high compared to pre-COVID times.
Yeah.
But it's definitely high from those 2-3 years over COVID when rates were at its lowest. So what I think we're seeing right now is that for sure the variable rate spreads have decreased, meaning that as the Bank of Canada drops the variable rate, the individual banks decrease their discount on prime rate.
Yeah.
So when rates were maybe at their highest and the banks were trying to spur people on to just take a mortgage or get a mortgage, they may have been offering, just before the rate started dropping somewhere around prime -1, maybe even prime -1.1 kind of thing.
Which is a great spread.
Yeah. I was practically begging people to take that.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was good. And foreseeing that the rates were going to come down, I said, well, all those people that are taking a variable now are still going to benefit from having prime -1.
And just for the listeners, like, so as that rate kind of comes down, say it comes down, the prime rate comes down a whole %, you still have that -1.1 for the next 5 years or whatever you negotiate, versus now what's being offered now.
Right now we're seeing in and around the range of my lowest advertised rate special. I'm sorry, I don't have an advertised rate special, and I'm going to talk about that more in the mortgage session that we talk about later. But an indicative rate, something that I've done for another client just recently, was prime -0.85.
Yeah, so which is a whole 0.35-ish or 0.3 lower than what people were getting
Yeah, so that's the absolute best rate that somebody's going to get.
Yes.
So that's for the largest mortgages that are high ratio insured, meaning that the person has to qualify for high ratio mortgage, and it has to be one of the larger mortgages for me to do that discount, because me as an organization, I'm taking a big hit with regards to what we make on that deal.
It always blows my mind, just to jump in here, when we're looking at rates and the best rates that are available out there. The best rates are for borrowers that are taking the highest risk by putting the lowest down payment.
See, but they're paying, it's the insurance premium that they're paying. So basically, those people that are putting less than 20% down have to pay for the CMHC insurance premium,
yes,
which protects the bank.
Yeah.
So it becomes a zero risk. It becomes a zero risk loan for the bank at the cost of the client, and that's why they're able to offer such low rates on that.
Right.
Yeah. No, it makes sense, but still, it just always is kind of funny.
Everybody, all of my clients, when I tell them this, they're like confused. They don't really hey, why are those people, if they're putting 5% down, why do they get a better rate than me necessarily?
Well, if you want to pay for the CMHC insurance, which you can, you can get it, but who's going to choose to do that, right? So
right. So generally, it's just not there. People don't pay for CMHC when they have 20% or more down. Yeah. But the lenders, actually, this can also be a portion later on. The lenders can back insure the deal, meaning they're still getting the CMHC insurance on the deal behind the scenes, and they're paying for the insurance.
Right.
Because the insurance premiums are a lot less when the client has more than 20% down. So it becomes a numbers game with the lender. Okay, we can pay this much towards the insurance premium, and we're still going to make this much on the contract.
Right.
It sounds so much like The Big Short, where you're talking about, the insurance market for these, like it just, not saying it's the same, but it rhymes.
Yeah, it is the bank. It is the Bank of Canada basically helping control the level of risk in the market.
The risk, yeah.
Essentially. And that's why the guidelines are so strict with that less than 20% down rate, because obviously the Bank of Canada and we want to avoid as much foreclosures as possible.
Yeah,
so
and we are, like, historically we've done an amazing job of that compared to the States.
It's decimal, like decimal points kind of thing. We don't necessarily even have to worry about foreclosure rates here in Canada, because it's way less than 1% kind of thing. Well, like I think it's at around 0.1 or 0.2%.
I think that's also kind of how things are set up here, though. Isn't foreclosure, like if I default, I go into foreclosure here and I go into bankruptcy, that follows me. Versus in the States, you can just throw the keys in the house and you just get in your car and that's it. Like,
I mean, this will hit your. Well, no, it doesn't follow you necessarily, does it? I mean, for 7 years.
It's 7 years, but you can go into a payment plans. You have to go in payment plans usually.
Okay.
Yeah, like through a judge and all that stuff.
So David, if I just like stepped out of my office and screamed, I declare bankruptcy, like in The Office. Did you ever see that scene? Michael Scott, he comes out, I declare bankruptcy. So if that happens, I declare bankruptcy. My slate is reset, but I'm basically untouchable for 7 years. No one will do any business.
For a foreclosure, I've seen foreclosures even happen more than 7 years ago, and banks still won't touch it.
Good to know.
If you're getting foreclosed on in a house, it's going to be very difficult for you to get a mortgage for almost forever.
Yeah.
And you'd have to have a really, 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 really good reason as to why it happened. If the banks ultimately paid out, which they most of the times they are made whole most of the time. So, but still, it never ends out well for the borrower.
Yeah,
that's why the rules are made as they are. I mean, I think I don't know of any of my past clients that have been foreclosed on, but I've had a lot. So, and I know that it would be maybe even extremely. We're talking fractions here, guys. It's so low.
Yeah. All right. I have a follow-up question, David.
Yeah.
What trends are you seeing in fixed versus variable right now? Are people, you find, taking on risk again, or they're still scared from the recent increases that they're still maybe going towards that fixed option?
It's kind of 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah. And right now the rates are still so close together that it really is a toss-up on how the clients feel about it.
Yeah.
So, right now, fixed rates anywhere from, let's say, 3.84 to 4.29. 3.84 being your high ratio insured and 4.29 being your uninsured refinance transaction. They're two two completely different transactions.
Right.
And then your variable rate anywhere from the 3.6 that I said up into, 4.25 kind of thing. So it's not like there's a 1% difference between the two to really make it super clear for a client to say, no, it's either going to be this one or this one. Because if the fixed was 1% lower than the variable, we'd have way more people taking the fixed. Obviously, probably everybody would take the fixed. If the variable was 1% lower, then probably everybody would take the variable. There's not a lot of people that are going to opt for the 5-year fixed rate if it's almost 1% more than the variable rate, which is why during COVID times, I got stuck. A lot of my clients did get stuck in variable rates because the savings it was almost double at the time. Like my variable rates could have been as low as 1.5 or 1.4, 1.3 versus a 3% fixed rate.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but also for context, at that time, the governor of the Bank of Canada came out and said, hey, we're going to keep interest rates low for a very long time. So everyone's like, okay, we're going to trust you on that. And we're going to do these.
Yeah. And then inflation went crazy and we saw what happened.
Yeah.
But right now, like between fixed and variable rate, it's just such a toss up.
It's 50-50. Yeah. Which is honestly a good answer. Like that's completely reasonable.
And it's fine. It's like either decision is a good decision.
Yeah.
I keep telling my clients it's the property purchase that's going to make the biggest difference in your life.
Yeah.
Whether you buy this property or that property. And that's why people have to get good realtors to help
David.
them. And of course a good mortgage broker too, to like strategize everything out.
Self-promotion.
But yeah, it's just a complete toss up.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Last question I have for you, and then maybe like one more listener question. Do you see any signs that 2026 could look different for buyers? Either more opportunity, more competition? Where do you kind of see things going in terms of the mortgage side of things and I guess the market in general?
It's very hard. It's so hard to say right now. It's hard, right?
Yeah.
Because I think, and it's so funny that you asked that because I read the paper.
Yeah, we know.
And I know you guys know that. And every day it's a different story. Okay, the jobs numbers came out. Jobs numbers is surprisingly good. What are the forecasts for the BOC rate cut? Oh, the inflation numbers came out and it's a little bit lower than we thought. Okay, what's that going to mean for the BOC rate cut?
Right.
And then it's almost like they're playing on just this whole like they're creating this whole vibe around what's going to happen at the next BOC rate cut.
Uncertainty.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to always remind my clients of the long-term perspective. So like I feel like a little bit of an idiot for even I don't really read the articles because it's just all the same fluff every time. They kind of say, well, if this thing happens, then we can maybe expect rates to go up. And if this thing happens, we can maybe expect rates to come down. But right now, honestly, what we're probably seeing in the economy is that our economy is contracting. Mm-hmm. Okay. So whether, I think they said with this latest jobs numbers report is that a lot more of the jobs that were created were part-time jobs and not full-time jobs. And so, but with all these different reports that come back and forth, they're not really painting the overall picture that, okay, right now we're in it is a little bit of a lean real estate market. It's a little bit slower. Mm-hmm. And the economy prices are holding, meaning that if our economy is contracting a little bit, but prices are holding, that kind of creates a little bit more of an inflationary kind of period. So when it comes to interest rates, I think interest rates are going to keep coming down, but at a much slower pace.
Right.
And I think with our market, I mean, who knows? Like we're dealing with the big orange man. And tomorrow, big orange man could just like the way that it sounds and says, "Oh, hey, Canada's my best friend." And all tariffs are off.
Yeah, and then explosion.
And then boom, boom. Then everything's going to change.
Like a good boom though.
A good boom, but an unexpected boom.
Yes.
So, but we don't necessarily know what that could do.
Uncertainty.
But right now, there are some industries that are suffering because of tariffs, and our economy is apparently contracting because of it.
Right. How long has he been in office now?
Since the beginning of 2025. So he was elected in.
It feels like it's been like 3 years.
Because every week there's just so much that
it's
happens.
so
The
much-
news cycle has been
There's
Crazy.
so much
Yeah.
news. There's so much news
So
all the time.
we still got like 3 more years, 4 more years.
3 more years, but they can cut him off at the knees at the midterm elections.
Right.
So they can severely reduce his powers if they can take back the other 2 houses of government.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. All right, David. Okay. Last question. This is a bit of a topic that's come up. Basically, there's some new mortgage rules coming in 2026, and there's some fear mongering going around in terms of, will the average Joe still be able to buy, become a real estate investor, have, 1, 2, 3 rental income houses that they can, use as investments. And these new rules were kind of threatening that. Do you want to kind of give us a little bit of your thoughts on it?
Yeah.
And where you think how you think that affects the market? And this was actually a listener question. And please.
Yeah, no, I love the question. And I guess I was thinking about this since I've been, you came over and I started looking it up, right away, because I didn't really, I heard about this when it was announced, I think maybe a month ago or so.
Yeah.
But I didn't pay much attention to it at the start because, first of all, we have no idea how lenders are going to implement this rule.
Yeah.
And even me reading the rule itself, it seems very vague to me.
Yeah.
So I'm not, the rules themselves seem a little bit vague. Thanks for having that up here. But the rules themselves seem a little bit vague, and we don't know how the lenders are going to necessarily roll it out.
Yep.
So I was just kind of looking at that as, again, like kind of like non-news, or like not just news that hasn't necessarily affected me or my clients yet.
Yep.
But there's nothing we can do to prepare for this.
Yeah.
The rule change is going to be what the rule change is going to be. There's not going to be a flood of people coming to me right now and saying, oh, re-qualify me for an investment property right now, because I'm not going to qualify in 2026. Nobody does these decisions this quickly. Nobody's going to look at these rules and think I have to try to get an investment property now versus in 2026. It's when we kind of bring things back to reality, anybody that's looking for an investment property now is going to do it now.
Yeah.
And anybody that's not is just going to do it later on.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I can't pre-qualify anybody for a rental property. There's not really any pre-qualifications that happen for rental properties, and even pre-qualifications on this is going to be another thing we'll discuss during the mortgage session.
Yep.
But pre-qualification in general is kind of a myth, and we'll get into that during the mortgage session because I can tell you a lot of different reasons why. But pre-qualification on investment or rental properties doesn't really happen. Mm-hmm. So I would just say, I encourage anybody that might be worried about this, just if you want to buy a rental property, just do it. Not only because the rules may be changing, the rules might always be changing.
Yeah.
I always figure out a way to try to get my client what they want, especially if I see that it's a cash flow rental, cash flowing rental property. But now the market is lean, and it's a good time probably for somebody to try to buy investment property.
Yeah.
So I would say, don't worry about these rules. If you want to buy an investment property, just do it now.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, my thoughts on this right now, I think it's too soon to say exactly how it's going to play out once they're in effect. I think it's more of a wait and see. And I think a lot of the fear mongering is just kind of the news surrounding, the type of rules and how it'll play out. And I don't know if it's as alarming as people are making it sound. I don't think so.
It's just a news bite.
Yeah.
For now, it's really just a news bite.
I think once they come into effect in, I think it's January, we'll touch on it again, and we'll kind of see how it's being implemented maybe on the next podcast or 2 months from now. We'll definitely bring it up again. But as of right now, I don't think you need to be super alarmed. And like David said, it probably doesn't matter if it's in effect, it's in effect. And if it's not, it's not. And there's nothing you can do about it.
There's not. Well, you can come and buy a rental property now.
You could, but
right?
I mean,
or I could get you ready to buy a rental property now.
Yeah.
I don't want to intrude on your agenda, but are we going to talk about? I was actually going to. I think. Excuse me.
No, you're good.
A lot of people have been asking me lately about the Cowichan ruling.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And that's a whole bag of.
I think that's a whole episode.
That's a whole episode
Yeah.
on its own.
Yeah, I think, and honestly, I'd like to look into it more and more because I've heard so many different things from so many different people.
We should do a whole episode.
That I actually really like that idea, David. I think we will. I think once it becomes more clear, because I think a lot of it right now is speculation,
And it's being appealed.
Yeah, and it's
literally being appealed.
So I think it's again a wait and see.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like that. That's a good topic. All right, moving on. Really quickly, we have our neighborhood highlight. We're doing Hillside and Mayfair together because they're small and pretty similar.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So located just north of downtown Victoria, Hillside is the Hillside Mayfair area. Two different areas, but basically sitting beside each other. It sits between Fernwood, Oakland's kind of Burnside Gorge, and it's roughly by Blanchard Street on the west of Cook Street on the east. So that's kind of like the area, if you can envision it, Victoria.
I always think of it as the area between Mayfair Mall and Hillside Mall. That's just
perfect.
Those are kind of the boundaries.
That's way better than how I did it, Vince. Oh, man, you should take
Pretty
over.
big neighborhood.
Yeah,
It is,
yeah. So a bit of history. I actually didn't know this until I looked it up. The area was once made up of large farms and orchards in the late 1800s, including the original Hillside Farm. And as Victoria expanded, farmland was subdivided into residential lots in the early 1900s. And so that's kind of like the history of the area. And then the name Mayfair name is just kind of associated with the landmark Mayfair Shopping Center, obviously, which opened in 1963, which is actually a lot older than I thought. But they've done some nice renovations. That's actually quite nice in there. It's not 1963.
Yeah, it'd be great if they were opening up a brand new store really soon that you're really excited about.
Yeah, so they are. I just got back
to Uniqlo.
Yes.
Oh.
So if anyone who follows me on social media or knows me, I just got back from Japan, and I think I went to like 15 Uniqlos, including the two flagships
Because it's
in
just
two
like
different cities.
Good quality, practical clothing.
Yeah,
It's
like
good stuff.
I'm a practical guy, and
Yeah.
I don't like to spend a lot of money
Good
on
value for
clothing,
money.
and it's nice. It's like a good business, casual, fashion forward place, and
And I think you do your own checkout there. Or there's I was one in Calgary and there was your own checkout.
Yeah. You basically just dump all
I'm
your
not a
clothes
fan
in a
of
bin.
That. Oh, and it counts. Yeah,
and it just like beep, beep, beep,
yeah.
beep, 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 and somehow it just knows everything you put in there.
Yeah.
It's the Japanese man. I'm telling you.
They are advanced.
So over time, the area has evolved into like this classic kind of inner city suburb, kind of close to downtown, but it's still offering like the tree-lined parks, family-friendly amenities, that type of stuff. Community and vibe. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, one of the struggles I actually grew up on Finlayson Street, so smack dab in the middle of that area.
Okay.
One of the challenges I always had there was it was really it fell to like the zoning of the 50s with this idea of like automobile centric 50s and 60s. It was like, we're going to design the cities around the cars. And so you have these residential areas where, 100 years ago, you'd have corner stores, to go get your groceries and stuff and get a
That's
loaf of
gone
bread.
now.
It's all gone. And so growing up in that area, I remember like you needed a bicycle to go to a coffee shop. You couldn't just walk to a coffee shop. And so that always struck me.
Do you still feel that way about that area now, though?
Yeah, they're working on it. And I mean, shout out to the city of Victoria. They've done an amazing job with parts of their OCP amendment. So we are going to see corner stores coming back. But I wouldn't say when I think of that area, I don't think of like, wonderful walking 15-minute kind of villages. That's not my feeling.
That's fair. I might go on the opposite side of things. Like, I mean, when I think walkable versus not walkable, like, I look at the suburbs of Gordon Head. Not walkable. 0 walk score.
Yeah, I mean, how is
You're in the
Hillside Mayfair
suburbs.
any different?
Yeah. Or Cordova Bay or something like that. But
Yeah.
in terms of like Hillside Mayfair, like you have the Quadra Village there. You have 2 malls within probably like 20 minutes of walking. And
Everything's very accessible.
there's coffee shops, there's restaurants, there's bakeries, all kind of in the central part of that area. So it depends. Like maybe if you're on the outskirts of farther away from other areas, like maybe you're lacking a little bit of walk. But in terms of overall in Victoria, Victoria is just not an extremely walkable city.
Yeah. Out
Unless you're in the core,
Yeah, no,
right?
you're right.
But in terms of all Victoria, Greater Victoria, I actually do think Hillside and Mayfair is one of the more walkable areas.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you-
He's giving me a little bit there. Okay, I'll take it.
They're working on it.
I think
They're
the
working on
people who live there walk there a lot.
Yeah.
I like it. There's lots of little parks I find like just dispersed throughout.
Well, yeah. So talking about parks.
Those parks aren't necessarily located right off of Finlayson or Hillside.
Yeah.
But they're inside the neighborhoods.
So one big thing, they've done a lot of work at Topaz Park, and they hold big festivals there, and they have the new soccer field. They have a new skate park there, new bike park. One park that I discovered in this area that I didn't know about that I walked to from my house in Oaklands is actually Summit Park. Have you guys been there?
Oh yeah, with the old reservoir.
Yeah, and the Gary Oaks up there.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah. So that's like a great, sunset spot, and then just hundreds of Gary Oaks up there.
Great spot to watch the fireworks too, if you want to get out of downtown.
That's a pro tip. And then, I think the highlight of this area is Quadra Village. So you have a growing commercial area. You have a bit of a culture hub. It's known for like the cafes, food shops, and like community events in that area.
Caribbean Village.
Yes.
You ever been there?
So we're
so good.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get into some things, but
Sorry.
No, you're good, Vince. So housing, I would say housing. You have like character homes from the early 20th century, kind of like post-war bungalows, new infill townhomes, and then condo developments. Does that kind of summarize it a little bit? Yeah.
Yep.
I would say like slightly more affordable than like closer to town, like Fairfield, Fernwood.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so and it's quite central still. Like it's still a 10-minute drive to downtown, and you're maybe not as stuck in the busier parts of Victoria, so it may be easier to escape into the rest of Victoria. So I do like that. In terms of investment potential, like it's just like on the outside of the core of any city, you're gonna be doing a lot of upzoning along like Blanchard, Hillside, Quadra, so like long-term growth potentially in those areas. Rental, we're looking at newer apartment buildings, and I would say secondary suites and homes, like my house. And then, I think, really good central location, easy access, transit, major roads, amenities, pretty good. Arguably walkable, maybe not.
Everything's walkable.
50-50.
Everything's walkable.
Yeah, everything's
if you walk far enough, I grew up in Bear Mountain. That is not walkable. you gotta walk 45 minutes up a hill. So food recommendations. I actually ranked my favorites, but I had never been to the Caribbean place. So I put that on my bonus entry list.
Yeah.
It's
definitely.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been wanting to check it out. What's it called?
Caribbean Village.
Caribbean Village.
Caribbean Village.
Caribbean Village. Okay. David, can you think of any food or coffee recommendations in the area that you like?
That just sounds terrible, but I'm a sucker for New York fries. So whenever I'm driving,
Mayfair
Mayfair
Mall.
Mall.
We'll take it.
well, Mayfair Mall and Hillside Mall,
Oh, they both have it.
and
there.
I like the butter chicken poutine because it's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's not just the regular.
Honestly,
It's
like,
good stuff.
I would say the food court at Hillside Mall is my favorite food court because you have the big windows, a lot of natural
Yeah.
light coming in there. It's actually quite nice.
I don't know a lot of restaurants in the area.
So
though.
I'll get into my top recommendations. So I have them ranked in favorite to least favorite, but they're all good. These are on the list. So number one, Part and Parcel. You guys been there before?
Quadra Village, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Really, really good. They have really good happy hour. Really nice date
broccoli
place.
dish?
Broccoli dish is really
It's like
really
there
good.
was in an in-flight magazine for Air Canada.
No
like,
way.
It's really on the map.
Okay. And then we have Alyssa's Pho or Pho.
Oh, yeah.
depending on-
Been
Is that
there.
also in Quadra Village?
Also in Quadra Village.
Okay.
Everything here is basically on Quadra, mostly in the village, except for Italian bakery, which is on the list.
And then we've got. I've also sorry.
Yeah.
I feel bad for saying New York fries because it's like just a franchisee
No,
thing.
no,
But
whatever.
I really like the Buffalo Burgers at Fifth Street Bar and Grill.
Yeah, Fifth Street,
So-
obviously
Oh,
classic.
Yeah, right.
That's
Yeah. And then cafe, I really like Cafe Fantastico. I think really good ambiance, really good coffee. And then Biryani Palace, if you want Indian food. Also really, really good there. I will give them a entry.
Wooden Shoe. Is that on your list?
Is that? I've never been. What is it?
It's a delicatessen. So anyone who's Dutch or who has Dutch heritage, if you're looking for licorice, they have the most ridiculous selection of Dutch foods and like wooden clogs, everything Dutch that
you
you'd
can
ever
buy
want.
wooden clogs there?
If you want,
Wow.
they got it. Yeah.
and then you've got Fairways.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I think
Their
a lot
Chinese
of
food is amazing at Fairways.
the Chinese food, but then I think that Fairways specifically is where they inventory a lot of the more Asian things.
Oh,
so
interesting.
I know that in different Fairways across town, they have different selections.
Yep.
And I think in this Fairway specifically, they've got the biggest range of all the Asian foods.
Okay,
that you
that's good
buy.
to know.
But and then we also have the
please.
new H Mart. I don't know if you guys have
I've been
yet.
there once. It's intimidating. I don't know what I'm buying.
It is intimidating. Yeah.
But I would need to do a little bit more research and go in. I went and I just bought some big fruits and things
Yeah.
I don't normally buy, but I need to go back.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
it's good.
You
It's
can
good.
get some different things over there.
Yeah, exactly. Things you might not normally buy. I had a bonus entry, so I haven't been here, but during my research today, of like all the things I've been to and what I like. Emmeline's. Have you ever heard this?
Where's
yeah,
that?
I've been there. Yeah.
You've been there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Vince.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's
It's quirky. You go in there and you're like, I don't know how this is going to be. Like
Right.
that was my first kind of take. Like the plates don't all match, if that makes sense.
I like that.
It's a little eclectic.
Yeah.
But we had pizza. We went there for a date night, and it was really tasty. The service was amazing, and we had a really great time. And I gave them a great review on Google.
Nice. Where is it?
On Quadra Village.
Quadra Village.
yeah.
Also.
That's what I'm saying. Quadra Village is kind of
Yeah, it's
popping
the
off.
place to go.
They have a lot of stuff going on there. But the Emmeline's, the one thing that caught my eye is it's actually a brunch spot on the weekends.
Didn't know that. Yeah, I just thought it was
Another brunch spot.
Well, the thing is, most of our brunch spots that are like, quite good or popular are all downtown. Right?
I was at the
Or on
Blue Fox this morning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or on the outskirts of downtown. So having Emmeline's as maybe this new brunch spot that's like, a 10-minute walk from my house, I kind of like it. I don't have to go all the way downtown, fight traffic, find parking,
Adrian
pay for
approves.
parking.
Yeah.
So I'm going to check this out. This is on my to-do list. They do a dinner every single day of the week except for Mondays, and they do brunch on the weekends. Emmeline's. Shout out. Never been there, but I'm going to, and I will give a report on the way back. That's it for Hillside Mayfair, guys. You guys have any last?
Pretty thorough.
Yeah, I know we did a lot. Yeah. Definitely a bit more thorough than our normal, but
Seems like a lot of people travel through.
Yes,
Right? Because
definitely.
it's right in the center of town.
You're going through it to go to Camosun. You're going through it. I used to drive through on my way to Camosun from Langford every single day. All right, market update. The meat and potatoes of today.
Yeah, let's talk about the market. Yeah, how is it going?
Vince, tell me.
Well, October, so that's the last month where we have full sales data. They say that sales were down about 6% year over year.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they
That's what
say.
these numbers apparently are
But
doing.
then they're also saying that detached homes had their strongest sales in nearly 4 years.
So where's the 6% drop coming from?
Where's the six? Yeah, so it's condos. Condos are hurting right now. Yeah. So really, there's a divergence, and we see this all the time with market cycles. If you look at the HPI going back 20 years, single family detached are like a set of stairs. Like they'll kind of go flat, maybe down 5%, and then they'll shoot up. Condos, not so much. It's like a weird ramp that would not get building approval. Like the graph for condos, it just doesn't always connect the same way. And we have entire decades where if you would have bought in 2005 and sold in 2015, you would have broken even or lost money over 10 years. You would never see that with single family
with a
detached.
single family house.
Yeah. So I think there's sort of this divergence happening with these two different asset types. We're definitely seeing that.
And the numbers we're saying the 6% drop is actually in sales, right? Not in the sale
Not
price.
pricing. It's the volume of sales. And that's something that, we really eventually they relate to each other. If the sales volume drops dramatically, like by 10% or more, then
climbs.
Inventory climbs and prices are naturally going to fall because there are people who, believe it or not, absolutely must sell. And so I've been saying to people right now, like it's November. If you're a buyer and you're thinking, I'm waiting till the spring, there's going to be more selection. It's like nobody that has their place listed in November is doing it for fun.
No.
Yeah.
Anyone who's trying to sell a place at this time of year, they're selling because they're wanting to sell. And so
they need to sell.
For Pete's sake, like take them up on it. Have a conversation. See if you can negotiate and get a good deal.
And my favorite listings right now to target are the ones heading into this November, December market that have already been on the market for 90 days.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They're beaten down and it's November, December.
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then the plan B for a lot of these owners is they say, well, I'll just take it off the market and rent it out. Well, we know that the rental market in Victoria is so seasonal. People don't want to be looking for rentals right now. And so, I think if you're a buyer and you're on the sidelines, whether it's a condo or single family detached or townhomes, whatever, now's the time to get a deal and to negotiate. So that's kind of my, realtor spiel about that. But detached homes, they're heating up. They've climbed from the low end of the historical range to mid-range in just a couple of months. And to me, I think there's a little bit of buyers getting more excited because interest rates have come down consistently. It's not that affordability is way up. It's just that we feel that we're moving in the right direction for interest rates.
The one thing I will touch on for single family though, that I've noticed, or just the single family product in general, and you let me know if you feel the same way. I would say like good product that doesn't need a lot of work, maybe has been renovated, looks good, even if it comes at a little bit of a premium, that is what I find is selling versus...
Absolutely.
Because people don't... renovations are getting so expensive and so complicated.
And HELOC money too.
Yeah,
I was talking to someone who's a professional designer for these like renovation projects, and all of the free HELOC money that everyone was just burning through to put $100,000 kitchen remodel, like that money is more expensive now.
Yeah.
And so people have just really tapped the brakes on renovations, so much so that I'm actually seeing renovators they're showing up for quotes on time. They're actually
Wow.
they're actually offering competitive pricing in some
I shouldn't say
cases.
that. I don't know any renovators.
Like it's
the contractors are definitely less busy right now.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so, yeah, one side note I wanted to touch on that is that I am, for the first time in maybe, the last couple, 3 years, especially during COVID, I'm actually seeing some single family homes with suite potential or with suites already in that low 800 range in like the West Shore or even like View Royal, like the one we're looking at for one of our clients.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a
Those are great.
It's like
It's a steal.
Yeah, it's like a 2,400 square foot house with the suite, and it's just outdated. It has never been updated in its entire life, and I think it's priced at like $815 or something like that. And it's like, damn.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's because, and that's what I've noticed. Like, I think that the worst product in the market is sitting and is a little bit less enticing versus I see a completely renovated house in Oak Bay that's being listed at 2.2. And I'm like, oh man, this is going to sit. It's overpriced. Bang. Sold like 4 days. So yeah.
Kind of depends on what market.
All the sub areas are quite different right now too.
Yeah. Like
big time. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So, I mean, if we look at like prices and outlook, we've got the Globe and Mail stack on the corner of the table here with some pretty scary headlines. Yes, we're technically in a recession. Yes, technically, Canada's, we're a little unstable right now. But in Victoria, in little old Victoria, we had all the labor disruptions mostly resolved with the provincial workers. So there's a huge percentage of our workforce and mortgage holders that are back to work and back getting a paycheck. And so I think that's going to generally push market sentiment up for real estate because people are now saying, okay, yeah, I'm back to work. I can now get out there and start shopping again, feeling better about work.
Yeah, I think people are starting to clue in a little bit with regards to like how many times do we have to say to you it's a buyer's market before it comes to seller's market?
Yeah.
Right? It's going to happen at some point in time.
Yeah.
Except who knows now because, but like everything only lasts a finite amount of time. So this recession is also only going to last a finite amount of time. But I just feel like with as much as I try to say to my clients, it's a buyer's market. Do it now. People just have to be motivated on their own. Like
That's it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And another thing as well is I feel like a lot of these uncertainty headlines play a big part into people's just psyche, right?
Yeah.
Like
it's all about mindset.
Yeah, they're just
absolutely.
a little scared. Like I talked to some buyers yesterday, and I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna take the foot off the gas, and I'm like, oh, like why? What's going on? And she's like, I don't know, just like the market just feels bad. I'm like, what does feels bad mean? Yeah. And like, and it's just all these headlines that are like economy, recession talk, all this stuff, right? But like you said, like Victoria, like if you, recession only really affects you if it affects you, right? Like,
yeah, no, it's true.
Right? Like,
prices if prices go up, that affects everybody, but everybody to a different degree.
Yeah. Maybe you switch from Whole Foods to Walmart, and that's okay.
Big fan of Walmart over here.
Actually, isn't that the recession stock? You're supposed to buy Walmart stock during recession.
That's right.
Like liquor stock, cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those ones are recession. Those ones are more recession.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway.
it totally makes sense. But I mean, that's the thing. There's that like saying, it has nothing to do with real estate, but it's all about mindset. It's like whether you think you can or you think you can't,
Find out.
True.
you're right. Like
Yeah.
both are true. And really, if you say to yourself, gosh, do I think I'm going to live another 5 years? Yeah, probably. Am I going to need a roof during those 5 years? Yeah, probably. Okay. So then quit waiting for the market to crash. It's not going to happen. Or if it does, oh my gosh, we'll have bigger problems.
We have way bigger problems.
Yeah.
Way bigger problems. So like you're going to have way bigger concerns. So yeah, I don't know. Don't believe everything you think. I think
Don't believe everything you hear.
Don't believe everything you think.
Think too.
Yeah. Because you think, oh, maybe it is bad time. I don't know. You don't necessarily have to believe that. So yeah,
it's never a bad time because instead of paying rent, you'd be paying a mortgage. People, I think whenever I meet people that are waiting for the bottom to fall out, they just always miss the boat. And then all of a sudden a year later, after they were waiting for the bubble to fall out, the prices started going back up.
Yeah.
And now they're thinking, okay, well, now we're going to wait for the next one. I've had some clients that have been sitting on our like just pre-approved list for 6-7 years.
Wow.
And it's just like, there's nothing that can happen that is going to make those folks just get into buying a property because they're just always waiting to
that's
pull the
okay.
trigger.
And
that is more of a psyche thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So long story short, 2026 could bring a more active market if rates continue to ease. Generally speaking, I think our confidence as a country can only go up. It would be pretty, like, it was pretty hard to think of us being even more shook up than we already are. So I think there's that, gosh, Warren Buffett has so many good ones. When others are greedy, be fearful. And when others are fearful, be greedy.
That is coming to mind for me a lot.
Go get some deals
right now.
Yeah.
Right. Like when the herd is thinking one way,
think the other way.
Try to think the other way. Right. And look for the opportunities when everyone's scared or like been said.
So that's the market in a nutshell.
That's it. Hey.
That's all I got.
Wow. All right. I thought maybe you'd have more. I'm just kidding. Well, thank you, Vince. I think that's it, guys.
Let's wrap.
We've talked for, wow, we just hit 1 hour, 1 minute.
Oh, wow.
If you're still listening, thank you.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to the Victoria Real Estate Podcast produced by the CityNest team. We have had some fantastic reviews and we love them. So please leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you're listening. We also really appreciate you guys sharing the podcast with friends and family. Otherwise, Vince, David, how do people get in touch? Tell us.
Oh, please send me an email, vincent@citynest.ca, or
wait, what? What's this?
What?
What's this?
LinkedIn. This is going to be the year of LinkedIn. 2026. Look out, LinkedIn. I'm coming for you.
Everyone's going to try to get into side hustles because of this recession
That's
talk?
right. Yeah, exactly. Okay. No, I don't know. I think that's a more fun place to talk about business and real estate and the economy. I don't know. Facebook gets a little all caps crazy, whereas LinkedIn people are a little more like
serious.
Hey, should I? Yeah, exactly. They're
more serious.
Yeah, I don't know if I would ever associate LinkedIn with fun, but I could see that you saying
I have fun on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I know you do. David, what about you?
You can go to my website, olympicmortgages.ca, and just click the contact button. That's also one way to do it.
Yeah.
That'll come to me.
You should make a button where it's just your face. You click your face.
Just click my face.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I'll try.
Side project. And you can reach out to me, Adrian, at 250-464-4122 or on Instagram at Adrian Real Estate Victoria. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.